Yo, what's going on, guys? Frankietrades bringing you another new weekly watch list here. Before we get started, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it. But let's go ahead and dive deep into the video. So first things first is looking at earnings for the week. Now that tech earnings are around here at the corner now. As far as this week goes, as far as the important stocks that I like to play and that I have on my watch list, it'll be Tesla and Netflix, and that's about it. A few banks here and there, but as far as things that I like to play, that is about it. And as far as the economics calendar goes, it looks like we only have, let's see, on Tuesday we have a Fed member speaking at 8 a.m. Eastern, and then we have news at 8:30 a.m. and then 9:15 a.m. and then another speaker at 9:20 a.m. Two announcement business inventories at 10 a.m. Eastern, housing market index at 10 a.m. Eastern. On Wednesday, we have housing start permits at 8:30, and then that is about it for that day. A few Fed speakers talking that day as well. Thursday seems to be the most important one. We have jobless claims and the Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index at both at 8:30 a.m. And then the biggest one that day is Jerome Powell speaking at 12 p.m. Eastern, so that could definitely move the market, so I'll definitely be around for that and see if anything's moving then. And then on Friday, pretty chill day, not too much going on, few members speaking, but nothing too crazy there. So yeah, that is about it for earnings and news goes for the week. So we can go ahead and dive into the watch list here. So looking at ES and NQ, there really isn't too much going on the bigger time frames, just because we're kind of consolidating within an area and it's been really choppy recently. So as far as ES goes, the only really side that I'm interested on is if we come back below 4250 here, or if we come back above 44.30, which is the high that we made on Thursday, it looks like. So that is about it for ES. I don't see any trend lines that could be getting in the way for us. So both areas are pretty far away. So I'm going to keep it simple and just look at those two areas if we decide to come down or if we decide to come back up. So, and the same story goes for NQ here. You can see that NQ is a lot more of a clear picture of the consolidation we've been in. It's been stuck between 14,600 at the low, and it's also been getting stuck at around 15,900 to 15,700 within that area. So just keep it simple. I am either looking at 14,600 to the downside, or I'm looking at 15,700 toward the upside, and with that we have room up to 15,900, and then 16,000 would be the breakout for this area of consolidation we've been in. So after 14,600, I'm looking at 14,250 though, because there really isn't any clear area to look at on this. So that is it for ES and NQ as far as our indexes go. As far as stocks that I'm watching, it's a pretty slow week. Honestly, like I said, market's choppy. It's going to correlate with some of the stocks we play with not having too many good setups. So first up on the main watch list is Netflix, and this is actually the only stock I have part of my main watch list. I am looking at Netflix 351 to the downside, which is a low it made from pre-market on Friday due to a downgrade. After 351, I'm watching 350, and then after 350, we actually have a $5 gap starting from 346 all the way down to 341. Netflix does have earnings this week, so contracts won't move as nice as they normally would without it having earnings, so that is something to be on the lookout for. But if the volume and stock will show me the opportunity there tomorrow or anytime before Wednesday earnings, then I will take the opportunity and jump in that. So that is about it for Netflix. Not too much going on there besides that setup. Next up is BA. BA is kind of a mediocre setup. It's really not looking for too much here, but I am looking at this 183 low here into that low at 182.55. You can see we tried HE down. We rejected off of it, but we closed near the low, so it is something I'm going to be looking at with room down to 180 on that. So that is it for BA. Next up is ENPH. Don't sleep on this stock, guys. I made around, what was the percentage? I think I made around 40 to 50% on this trade on, what day was this? Wednesday? Yeah. Wednesday, I made around 30 to 40% on this setup. ENPH is one of those stocks where once it presents those opportunities, one of those stocks where it's not part of the rotation, but we'll bring it in if we have to, if there's a setup coming on it. And I actually happened to get an alert on Tuesday on 127 coming up, which is a key level. Ended up scalping that for I think maybe 10 to 20%, and then ended up catching it the next day as well on the market open, which you guys have seen the video on that already and how that went. But I am actually interested at 130 again in case this does decide to retest. If it comes back up there, it is a really volatile stock once it gets to these key levels. So I'm interested at 130. After 130, I'm looking at 132 as a key level. You can see the flat top there on my screen on the 4-hour. But that is pretty much it for ENPH if it decides to come back up without the market. So last but not least is SHOP here. Reason being, if you put this on the 1 year 1 day, You guys can see that we have around a $3 gap left on this. I think maybe $2.50, I believe, if I were to change it. Yeah. The low was 50.59 recently, and that is the area that I'm looking at actually. I'm looking to play this low into 50, and then after 50 we have room down to 48, which is being the gap. So pretty good setup. It is a tricky stock to play because it is hard to identify the momentum behind it. Contract's pretty cheap. It moves slow. Volume lags behind on a lot on it. You can see it's sold off on Friday actually. So this is a stock that I have my close eyes on in case this does decide to present an opportunity on it. But yeah, that is about it for the watch list, guys. Like I said, not too much going on here, not too many crazy things. So the biggest thing is getting out of these chop zones for the market indexes, so ES and NQ from what I mentioned earlier. So without much more being said, hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it, guys. Trying to get to 1,000 subs here soon. So yeah, with that being said, hope you guys have a good week and play safe. So peace out.